Prepare yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Ooh, scary music. Hi, Eric.
Hey there,
How you doing, buddy? Buddy.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It is a happy Thursday. It's a good day. You know, I've had a really good day. Got some stuff done at the church today. Came home, moved some furniture around, had some friends over for dinner, and now I'm having some friends over for internet time.
That's right.
And my dog dug a big, gigantic hole in the backyard.
Oh, already. It's starting already with your new puppy.
New puppy. And she is now fully asleep because she dug a big hole in the backyard. So
I can hear mine upstairs right now barking at bunnies outside.
There you go. Mini warmups with us. What's happening, buddy?
What's up, guys? What's up, invaders? And welcome to Thursday. What have I been working on? I don't know if you can really see it, but the motel is done.
Ooh, nice.
There.
Nice.
So you got that done.
Jim, tabletop engineer master.
I built some dinos. There's one.
Ooh,
man, he is
older.
He's heavy too. You throw him.
I know that right there. That's like the old metal dreadnought in 40K where you just knock your opponent out.
And then this one.
Tonio.
This one,
nice.
You can just grab by his tail and smack somebody with it because these suckers are sharp, man. So, yeah, I built those this week too. I'm finishing that. And so I'm down to one last kit from Black Site Studios, and it's basically the Bates house. So,
that's a nice piece too.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. So that'll probably take a little bit of time.
I got my Nada Burger in the mail.
Did you get it? Okay.
I did. I finally got it, which is great because I couldn't find the email confirmation for my order. So I was starting to think, did I order it? I don't remember if I ordered it. So I'm going through my emails and I'm like, I'm not sure if I ordered it, but I did. So I'm happy about that.
I was going to say, sometimes I forget about stuff like that too. And usually if I can remember what my login is, I'll go to the sites and log in and look up my orders type of thing.
Yeah, that would require remembering my login, and that's probably not going to happen.
Fortunately, my computer remembers most of them. So
that's true. So that's actually all I've been working at. Let me peek over here. Oh, no, it's not. What am I thinking? This week? I started working on my Zombicide Black Plague zombies.
That's right. You posted a picture of your horde that you were working on.
Oh, man. You know what I did? I really liked this. So I did my original Zombicide models. I had so many of them because I ended up with like double sets of Angry Neighbors, double sets of Prison, double sets of the base game. So I had all these extra zombies. And I was like, man, they'll never get painted. So I primed them all black, dry brushed them with a light gray and then a white to give them that film noir. I know I've mentioned that before, that kind of film noir look, right? Well, I did the same thing with my Black Plague ones, but then I decided I really like these Army Painter speed paints.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if that's what you used.
That's exactly what I used. And it went so fast. And because I did a heavy dry brush of the lighter colors, it was really nice as far as really putting a decent look onto them and doing it quickly. I have, let me see. I have the wolves left is all I have left from Wolfsburg because I don't have the green horde.
Those are the ones I painted up last year to use in D&D. I painted up all the wolves for a wolf pack. One of these days, I want to redo a lot of my board games and I'm actually going to rehome a bunch of them. Some I haven't even opened because I got them on.
Well, everybody knows there's some you haven't opened, Eric. We
clearance. Know you. I got my clearance sale,
right.
And it's just those games that it's like, I probably shouldn't have bought this, and I want to make some more room, and I want to organize a lot of my board games like CMON that have the minis and just take them out and see what can be used for for any
other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. When Yasiga, I think I'm saying it right. I think I missed a letter there. Comes in, I'm thinking of using my hate models for that. They kind of fit in that barbarian, medieval type of. So, and I mean, those sets came with so many different types that I can kind of easily make them clear what's what,
Sweet.
So I want to use that. And did you get your book yet from Alan for Sons of Mars? That's kind of a new one on my radar also.
No, he just ordered it. And so I'm not sure when I'll get it because he probably won't ship it to me. He'll probably just bring it up.
Just bring it.
The next time he comes up here. And
because I got two windows open for that one and the other one. Some gladiator combat.
Well, because I like gladiator games. I loved Arena Rex. Arena Rex is a really good game.
I had a hard time getting into that one.
Well, there's just no scene for it here at all for me. Maybe something, you're always trying something else to see if you can get people interested in that's maybe a theme. But I liked the fact that you could play Arena Rex in just this little itty bitty this little footprint. So I like
2x2, really.
Oh yeah. You could do it smaller than that. I had built a little table that was just like, I don't know, it was like 12 inches by 8 inches.
Mm-hmm.
It was super small. It just had some pits built into it and everything. Anyway, that's what I had done. It was pretty cool. What are we talking about today, my friend?
Well, since we're kind of talking about nostalgia, right? So tonight we are going to talk about buying nostalgia. This is a random thought that I had earlier in the week, and it's come up a couple times when I go to the game store and stuff. And I think it's a big motivating factor for us in the gaming world. And it can really sway whether, it's a game from our youth, we have memories of it, or even if it's an IP stamped onto it, or a nod. If it's a purchase that we're going to get. I think these types of games can be a variety of tabletop fun, whether it's a miniatures game, board game, card game, stuff like that. But basically, I kind of wanted to talk about buying nostalgia tonight. I don't think we'll solve anything. If anything, we'll probably come up with old games that somebody's going to jump on eBay and do a little search to see if they can find it.
No, I may possibly have eBay open right now.
Already, huh?
No. Oh, look, Clem's already like the fantasy trip, Steve Jackson games.
Well, yeah, you guys could see behind me right there.
Oh, yeah, the Car Wars.
The Car Wars. Yeah. So not only did I get the new one, but I got the, I'm guilty of this. I got the whole reprint of the 80s stuff.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Listen, I know I catch the most flack about all the stuff, but you are right there too, my friend.
If I'm going to go in, I'm going big or not at all.
That's right. Marvel Zombicide, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought our first talking point would be like old games, board games, old RPGs, that kind of stuff. Stuff and from
whether it's reprint or not.
Way back. So the basic straightforward, the collector might pop up when, from the start. The thought of having a reminder of a simpler time. I remember how fun those games were to play. And you know what? Was it maybe when we kind of just started this? Me and you were real guilty of this. I have a shelf over there of Vampire the Masquerade now.
Oh my God, right over there. Right there.
Me and you were just like on eBay almost, for weeks.
Okay, everyone. We were on eBay so much we would have to text each other and be like, "Hey, you're not bidding on this, are you?"
We were bidding on this.
I don't want to be bidding against you, So, yeah. So that's one of those things. And I don't know about you, but I haven't played it since I picked up all the books.
I've read through them, just kind of like, oh yeah, because there was so much fluff in that kind of game.
Yeah, and
actually, I think in general, a lot of these old nostalgia games we're talking about had a lot of that fluff and created those memories of, like I brought up Car Wars. That grid paper and the mechanics and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest clunky, but we still had a lot of fun because we created stories. I remember me and my cousin, Saturday night, the three of us would spend most of the night just making cars, and then we weren't even following the rules. We were doing our own thing, just playing.
Right.
So
there's one. Jim said his most was the Hero Quest reboot.
Yeah, that was a hard one to pass.
But that was a hard one to pass up on, no doubt. I did though, because I knew it wouldn't get any action.
Yeah, I just knew and that's something that you really have to sit and think about. Am I getting this just as a collector, or reminiscing and stuff like that, or am I actually going to try and play it? And a lot of the old games, like me and you mentioned back and forth a couple times, GW's Necromunda, Blood Bowl, Thunder Road was a big topic for us, that came back in a reprint, which I should be getting pretty soon. So you have to think about that. Why am I getting this type of thing?
And I think if you do that, then it's a little easier. So if you tell yourself, oh, I'm getting this nostalgia game because I'm going to play it again.
Yeah.
And that's not really the truth. Then you're going to be disappointed and you're going to be like, why did I even buy this? But if you're just buying it as a collector, well, now you already have that mindset. Hey, if I get it to the table, cool. But that's not why I bought it. I bought it for the nostalgic purposes. So right now on that whole nostalgia spectrum, I have been on this kick. I haven't bought anything yet because I'm not willing to pull the trigger yet. I used to play Mordheim.
We'll see by the end of the night.
Be quiet. Be quiet. I loved Mordheim. And that was because, because what Alder just now said, original Necromunda. Now, it's funny you mentioned that, Alder, because I actually put a group together here. It's only 4 of us, but we're playing original Necromunda because there's a great website out there called the Yaktribe.com, and they have all of the original print stuff, the fan created content, all of the expansions over the many years, all that stuff. Oh, Jim, you got to play Hero Quest with your 11-year-old. That's cool. So Mordheim was really just the fantasy version of the original Necromunda. That's all it was. Stop. The book's like $120 now because you can't get it. I found like 2 copies on eBay, and I'm like,
I would have a hard time because of the collector that I am. I mean, I bought something for my son a week ago that wasn't even for me, but I'm like, ooh, that's collector. You need that. I spent $100 on one book.
So I'm not as much of a collector, except for, so I do collect rule books because I do like to read through them, even if I only play the game once. I do try to get whatever skirmish game I get, doesn't matter, try to get on the table at least once, just so I can have a real, when we talk about it, so I can have real input, real feedback. I don't want to just read a book and say, oh, well, you should check out this game. I don't like to do that. What? Clem? What? You have a couple copies?
Oh, he's got the hookup for you.
What?
Clem's getting a machine gun bell there.
Trying to get me in trouble. Look, he's trying to get me in trouble. He's like,
He's like the dealer. Hey,
right.
Hey.
He's reversed roles. Right? He's reversed roles. It's like I'm selling crack and he's selling, I don't know, something else. And
man.
Oh dear. Oh, this is
so the other part of this talk I wanted to talk about there. So I had three kind of talking points. The other one was IP or a recognizable franchise pasted on or worked into the actual mechanics of the game that would make you need it. All capital letters in my notes. Need it. So we're talking about way back in the day. There was some, but you look at games now, and if it has Star Wars, Star Trek on it, we're going to buy it because of nostalgia. Now, I've seen stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, video games turned into board games.
Avatar, they did an Avatar game.
And I think this is all a way to trigger that nostalgia. It's not an old game, it's a newer game, but just kind of reimagined. And it's going to make you be like, oh, I remember when I first got into Turtles in the 80s. It's going to make you want that.
Like the He-Man one. The
He-Man, the
one
perfect example. I think
Man,
that's
that was so hard.
I'm
so hard.
I'm hoping that game is
all I
fun.
can see is me playing with my Castle Grayskull and you know, and He-Man and Sky, just everybody, you know.
Yeah, and this is a good point, Clem. This is a lot of it for me too. There are toys you wanted that you didn't get as a kid, so it's kind of like you remember but missed out on it, and it's like I'm an adult now, I can afford that. So
right. So I have I wish I could remember the sculptor's name because I really want to do him some credit here. There's a pulp sculptor out there that did G.I. Joe, 28 millimeter G.I. Joe. I've posted a couple of them. Like I've
and you know what,
Spirit and Gung Ho, but I got everything, man. I got everything.
Renegade has license with Hasbro, and I think they've done role-playing games for both Transformers, G.I. Joe, and I think there's board game versions of those coming out with minis. So it's almost like when those come out, and like, ooh, I might just buy that for the minis.
And it was why Bot War resonated with us when we first discovered that. Same exact reason, because it was resonating with that Saturday morning cartoon. You know, well, actually, I don't know where they aired Transformers for you, but it was 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was about that. I live,
after school,
with
and then
Masters of the Universe.
4:30 was G.I. Joe. No, Masters of the Universe for me was Saturday morning.
Was it always? Okay.
Yeah, it was Saturday morning for me, and then I had Transformers and G.I. Joe were in the afternoon after school.
They tapped into our nostalgia.
Oh,
there.
Totally. Jim said if they could reboot Starfleet Battles with less complex rule set, but then it wouldn't be Starfleet Battles.
Yeah, and I think that's just that time period. The games, a lot of them were clunky, but we still kind of had fun, you know, stumbling through them. You know, kind of, okay, I don't understand this rule, I'm going to make my own rule up.
I loved Starfleet Battles. I really did. I'm not real big on overly complex games, but I feel like that game really did a good job of, it was resource management before there were resource management games.
Yeah, it really was.
And it did that. Clem says he get into a Thundar game. There's an RPG that is by Spectrum Games that
I got it. I got a couple RPGs that are similar to that.
Right. It's very close to it. And who is it that makes the Thundar minis? Why can I not remember?
Oh, Crooked
7
Dice.
TV, Crooked Dice. Dice. Yep. So they actually have Todd, I don't know if
I got
you've
them in
seen,
the case already.
I was about to say, I don't know if you've seen Eric's painted one. You got Thundar and Ookla, but they didn't have an Ariel, right?
No Ariel.
We used one of the retro ray gun model for Ariel.
Anything that's like a sorceress, you know, kind of in a little swimsuit with go-go boots, you're set.
Now this would be cool if somebody could do that, a Gamma World skirmish game.
Well, you know what?
That would be cool.
I think it may not be too far because they are redoing the Starjammer one that came out from that time. So maybe they'll do a Gamma World too.
Cool. That would be cool. Except that with TSR, I think the minis would not be that great.
No, well, you know, with Wizards of the Coast, the stuff that they're doing for the minis, I like getting the minis just to use.
Unpainted.
Yeah,
the unpainted ones and the painted ones.
Yeah, I like them both really. The painted ones are really nice.
They must have gotten a lot better
because they're not like HeroClix Classic.
The eyeballs right like this.
I mean,
the eyeballs right here, and they're still cross-eyed.
Yeah. No, their pre-painted stuff is really good now.
Oh, that's good. I would strip them because the sculpts, you would be surprised. You strip off that thick layer of paint on those old HeroClix, you would be surprised the quality.
How good they are. Yeah.
They're pretty good.
So that was IPs. I think that's another thing that's like, why are you buying it? I've bought new games because it's Ghostbusters. I'm guilty of that. I think I played the game 3 times.
Me too.
With my son.
I have both of the boxes.
But I already used some of those minis into Rain in Hell. So I roped them into that.
The ghosts, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Perfect for that. But This is kind of related to IP, but something that just nods a nod to what we like. It's not exactly the franchise. Perfect example for this would be Black Site Studios' Violent Dark. It's a nod to the Alien franchise, but it gives you that same feeling of that was one of my favorite movies, when I was a teenager. So
yeah, and with that particular one, I think it kind of plays into some of the other stuff too, because if you read through the rule book, there's a little bit of a cyberpunky feel. There, you know what I mean? For anybody out there that's watched The Expanse, there's a little bit of that kind of vibe to it. So it kind of covers all of those.
Yeah, and you know what? I just saw Clem's Herculoids. I think there's minis out there for that too.
There are
probably Crooked Dice, I think, is where I've seen
probably
them.
Go.
Now this nods to I did come up with a big list, and I could have made the list really long because there's a lot of board games that do this that they don't have the franchise rights, so they just kind of come up with their own thing. But I like the nods to the game because they're not stuck in this is how the story or the movie or whatever goes. It's just similar. And one of our favorites, one of the first that we ever talked about was Urban Manhunt. Running Man. I mean, if you want Running Man as a game, that's a perfect example.
Look, I was watching some of Running Man the other day, and it's so terrible.
It's terrible.
It's so terrible. It's good,
but great in the same way.
Yes.
So one of the real quick, we'll go over. We mentioned Thunder Road, old and new. The Vendetta is the new one. Retro Ray Gun, if you kind of like that Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon type.
Big time.
I already mentioned Black Site's Violent Dark, but even their Don't Look Back, which is kind of set in the 80s. So you want an 80s, horror movie type vibe.
All that
Street
John
Wars,
Carpenter feel.
Fist of Kung Fu. You want that, the 70s karate. There you go. And like I said, there's tons. We could keep going with the nods to type of thing.
Right. Yeah, and I think that appeals to us because we look at it and we say, just like you were saying earlier, man, I remember that from my childhood. I mean, get your superheroes up here. This right here, the whole superhero genre of growing up is what attracted me to some of the pulp games. And of course, as soon as I decided to mention it, I draw a blank. What the heck is the superhero pulp game? Why am I drawing a blank on this? Pulp City.
Pulp City. Okay. I was going to say Champions, but that's something different.
Pulp in it. Yeah, Pulp City. Right? That's the nod to the superhero stuff. And look, I got there's my Man at Arms right there. For the whole
that's a good one too to bring up, Jim. That kind of like a reboot of they rebooted Dark Tower with Return the Dark Tower. And the nice thing with that is they not only captured that original nostalgia feeling, but they they added to it. They made it more, there's more in there.
And it wasn't just the technology of the tower.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I was attracted to the new Thunder Road is like, remember the old one? It was just D6s. That's all you rolled. Well, they had that same flavor of the vehicles, the road, the rolling map, but they changed mechanics in it that they're a little more, you had to plan more in the new version. And you can upgrade now. So I think that's going to be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to be regretting that I didn't jump on that one. So,
well, you know what? It'll come out. You get the base game and everything that they had is going to be out. So there's no exclusive stuff, which I like.
Yeah, so, definitely a fan of no exclusive.
We'll look at the clock. Last thing that I thought to talk about is, can nostalgia be a dangerous thing?
No.
Right off the bat, just listening to us talk about this, I can say maybe, because it can be an impulse buy, right? You're going to say, oh, that is so cool, I remember, and you just instant buy. Somebody said, I think it was Jim, said if they reboot the Starfleet's battle, instant buy for him. If they change some of the mechanics. So that can be a little bit dangerous because the games might be I hate to say it's really bad, but they get you with the shiny, or the fond memories that you had.
And I mean,
watch out for that.
It's an industry, right? You have to have something that attracts. The reality is it's a business. If we don't pay for and buy the games, then they don't make more stuff. They don't continue to.
I got an example for you. I have 2 versions because I think they made 2 of them of board games of The Thing. Both of them, one was okay. The other one was a little too much that it wouldn't get, much tabletop. So I got 2 games based on the same IP and they just don't get played much.
Right. Because they're not that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what happens. That's what happens is you have designers. So I'm going to do a little compare and contrast, right? You'll have a big company who will take an IP and they'll produce something and it'll be doo-doo, right?
Yeah.
Versus a small company, Spectrum Games, Urban Manhunt, that is, appealing to you in that way, that nostalgia, that does a good job. So you have those 2 contrasts. So there's that risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Jim mentions Outpost. That is one of them, and the other one I think was straight up called The Thing. And yeah, it's a tough call. You got to think about where am I going to get to the table, and I think that's cool that you got at least, it's not a big group, but it's enough guys together to play, that old game together.
Yeah,
and sometimes that's what you might have to do.
And sometimes, fortunately, with a game like that, we keep the cost down because the original minis are really expensive because they're unique. But the newer ones, even though they're GW and they're expensive, they're not as expensive as the old ones because they're not in production anymore.
Yeah.
Mini Warmut purchased Aliens and RoboCop. No, that's not nostalgia buy. Not at all.
No,
not at all.
You can't leave Terminator out in that group too.
Oh yeah, now listen. I think Warlord still has some Terminators on sprue.
Yeah,
so there you go. They're not 15 mil, but you can still. I don't know if you cut them off at the knees. Are they 15 mil technically? They're just really big Terminators to 15 mil guys. How about that?
So the last thing for tonight, this is the fun part. Okay, so what would we like to see a game of, a redo IP or nod to? I think Zombies, I'm putting it out there right now. Zombies are out. They've been done so much. I don't think we can cover any zombies anymore. I just went there mainly because I know there's going to be more anyway. So we don't have to wish for them. They're going to just keep coming.
You don't have to wish for them. They're coming. They're coming
like a horde. So do you got any off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, you know what? The thing is, I can't really think of any off the top of my head because it seems like
they've done it a lot.
Just so much stuff out there.
Yeah. I've mentioned the Thing already. I'd like a good Thing game. I kind of like to see a miniature game of the Thing. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Well, Jim said
they already did Big Trouble in Little China, so
non-DC or Marvel hero skirmish. I got that for you, Jim. Pulp City. Check it out. Good set of rules.
Didn't what's the company that made Star Breach? Didn't they make a superheroes game based on that?
Yeah, there is I can't remember the name.
Is it just called Supers? I think it's called.
I think it is Supers. Elijah Kellogg is the creator of Star Breach, and he also did a superhero.
Spaz was playing that. I don't think they ever released it full out, but they had like playtest rules that you can download for free on their website and try it.
Okay, so Mini Warmut, I'm with you halfway there. How about just Thundercats?
Well, why can't we just make it Thundercats and Silverhawks at the same time? I was
just thinking the same thing. Silverhawks too. Yes. Thundercats and Silverhawks. That's perfect.
Just have they meet them.
So niche. What about Mask? Remember Mask?
Oh, yeah. Yes. That would be a good one. Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to think of old movies. Most of those old movies they've done in a game form, some form, whether it's board game or a card game. You guys got any ideas out there?
We got a couple out there. You got Zombicide Scooby-Doo from Jim. And Todd said Chainsaw Warrior. Yeah, rebooted Chainsaw Warrior would be good. That would be good. Here's what I would like to see done correctly, because they tried it and it was an abysmal failure, is Mana War done right. Not turned into Dreadfleet, but Mana War, the old GW game, just done as Mana War.
Now,
I play that game all the time.
I was thinking, what was their space one that they had come out? And I'm surprised they haven't rebooted this
Battlefleet
yet.
Gothic.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't beat it, because they seem to be tapping into those kind of smaller games that they had. Like, Blood Bowl was the first one that they brought back, but they've brought back Space Hulk. They brought back Necromunda. All those side game systems that they had. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I know there's been talk back and forth, and that I am not a GW follower, so I don't know how accurate this would be, but I don't think they're even looking at Battlefleet Gothic.
Here's your hookup.
Old stuff. The thing is, I don't have any of the ships. That's my problem. I have all my rules, all my dice, I've got my box sitting up there, but over the years, I just don't know what happened to the ships that I had. They're just gone. And it was actually, it needed some stuff, some like homebrewed rules to kind of clean some stuff up.
They definitely do, Clem.
Yeah. Yes, they do. But I really liked Battlefleet Gothic, because that was it was a space combat game that was much simpler than Starfleet Battles before there were very many space combat games. Now, using the Flight Path system, there's Battlestar Galactica, there's Star Trek Attack Wing, there's X-Wing, there's Armada. So you have all of these different ones. And maybe that's why they haven't done it, is because there's already
it's kind of saturated. Well, it's saturated, but you know what? That doesn't stop people from doing zombie games.
Well, that's true.
They know I'm out there. That's why.
Maybe the mentality for zombie games is that there's, zombies are scary in hordes, so they're just making hordes of games about zombies because that's scary. I don't know. That was some really off the wall logic, but I don't know how to figure out why they keep making different zombie games.
But yeah, I think sometimes it's like you got to think of, okay, what's a nostalgia trope from the 80s? Here, I thought of this earlier today. How about, and this is way out there.
Uh-oh.
How about an American ninja game? So you got your Marines and you got your ninjas and they're fighting.
Oh man, you're reaching on that one.
Reaching on that one. Hey, I love that movie. I want to play it on the tabletop. What can I say?
There you go. Hey, you know what? I'm sure we have a rule set that could work for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure we do. So what we need to do now, though, is you wanted the Thing scenario. I think we should build a scenario using one of our favorite rule sets. I think we should do that just for fun, and then put it together and put it out there on the Indie Invasion page for people to try it out and see what a terrible job we do. I think that's a great idea. That's happening. I don't know when, but that's happening.
Hey, and if you guys got any ideas for nostalgia games that you'd like to see come, put a comment down and below, whether this is on Facebook or YouTube or even in our Discord. Go over to Discord and drop in a comment or something there.
Always go to the Discord. That's where all the magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
Where all the pictures are posted. So I think that's Tonio piping in at the end with the big one.
Now there is an RPG game out there, I know. It came out a couple years ago, I think. I don't know if it's what system they use, but a skirmish game, that would be interesting, especially since I overheard there's a new series in development. I don't know if it's an after type of thing, but could be interesting, right?
Yeah, that could. Okay, so Eric, are we doing the Kurt Russell thing?
The OG thing or the Kurt? It's got to be Kurt Russell. Come on.
Okay, all right.
I mean, the old one, yeah, would be kind of cool, but I want the personality from, the 80s.
All right, we're going to have to shut this off in a minute because this is getting...
Now, this is another one. I'm surprised.
Jim, Stargate skirmish. That would be awesome. Now, I love Stargate.
There's an RPG set for this. Like just
there
the
are
other
miniatures
day,
out there too.
And there are miniatures, so you could do something. And I mean, I got a little notification from Noble Knight Games of wish list RPG for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mentioned to the wife, and man, you should have seen the look I got.
There you go. There you go.
Are you serious?
So, I mean, and the thing about this is, so for all of those suggestions, though, the thing is, there are so many basic and simple rule sets that you can use to essentially do any of this stuff. Now, personal opinion here, easiest way to do all of these, Song of Blades and Heroes. That's the easiest way to do anything that you want to do in regards to that. So, Mini Warmutt said, make sure you see the Dungeons and Dragons new movie trailer. Looks really good. Okay, I'll check it out. So I think that's
better than the last two.
Right? Right. The only good thing about the last one was Jeremy Irons, right? And that's just because of his voice.
Yeah.
But now if I watch it, all I hear is Scar all the time.
Yeah.
So, all right. It's time, gentlemen, for us to call it the fastest 30 minutes in gaming.
Yeah.
Great apologies for having to wrap up, but we have to. So, guys, if you want to check out more content, pop on over to our podcast over on Podbean, and you can check out, I think we're up to 270 episodes, almost 9,000 downloads, which is really cool. I mean,
Close.
it doesn't mean anything, but it's cool to click on it every once in a while and go, oh, cool. But you can find us on all the regular podcast stations, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. Also, check us out, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all those places, and especially check out the Discord channel because that's where lots of cool stuff is going on, which is also where we post whenever there are Redbubble discounts. We post those in the Discord channel as well so that you can get cool swag, Indie Invasion swag. Also, you can check us out on our Patreon if you would like to. You can support us if you'd like to. Pop over there. But the cool thing is Redbubble. That's where you can get all the cool stuff where you can drain your coffee cup just like Eric just did while wearing a sweet Indie Invasion hat and possibly even a t-shirt.
Yep.
So check it out. It is super cool. Pop on over to Redbubble and you can check out all the cool design stuff that we have. Got a new one up there courtesy of Clem Cadiddlehopper. So go over and check those out. And until next Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the invasion.